Hello there everyone, welcome to the weekly close-up from the Ethiopian Broadcasting Corporation. I'm Bethlem Taye. Well, as usual, we've brought you two items, and the first one says the Ethiopian government is working to eliminate exploitative child labor by 2016. As we speak, 27% of Ethiopian children between the ages of 5 and 14 are engaged in child labor for extended hours of a day. With the aim of reducing child labor by supporting 20,000, World Vision Ethiopia, in partnership with pertinent bodies, is implementing a 4-year project known as EFES. A heavyweight delegation has been to the project operation areas last week. Our colleague Tabawu Yerdao traveled with the theme and has the following account for you. Stay with us.
Documents show 27% of Ethiopian children aged 5 to 14 are engaged in child labor for extended hours every day. Close to 90% of these children reside in rural areas. According to the latest survey in the area, overwhelming majority of the children start work at the age of 8. The highest rates of child labor are registered in southern nations, nationalities and people states, where traditional weaving dominates the source of income. Children in the area are exposed to child trafficking, usually to urban centers to supplement family income.
Both my parents do not have permanent job. My mother used to worry buying me school materials. I was forced to drop out of school and start work when I was 8. My intention was to continue my education by myself, but it was beyond my capacity.
Aiming to reduce child labor by supporting 20,000 children like Barakat, World Vision Ethiopia, in partnership with the Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs, the United States Department of Labor, and other humanitarian organizations, launched a 4-year project known as EFES in 2011. EFES, Ethiopians Fighting Against Child Labor, also benefits 7,000 households, mainly in the state of southern nations, nationalities and peoples.
There's a huge focus on strengthening certain targeted households, strengthening their ability to bring in income and to improve their livelihoods. The other part of the program that's really very key is the education part. So the children that are targeted for this program, 20,000 children in these target areas that I mentioned. These children, there's a huge focus on education, strengthening the school environment, training teachers, getting these kids back into school and strengthening the quality of the education so that kids stay in school.
A delegation led by Minister of Labor and Social Affairs Abdul Fattah Abdullahi Hassan, State Minister Dr. Zarihun Kabede, US Ambassador to Ethiopia Patricia Haslach, and Zonal Chief Administrators has been to the project operation areas last week.
Since 2012, 428 students have been enrolled in our school's EFES project. All of them were exposed to trafficking and child labor to help their poor family. They were about to drop out of school, but after the launching of the project, we could manage to retain them here, providing all materials needed.
Since I joined the project, my problem of getting books and other school materials is solved. I am now concentrating on my academic achievements. Many of my friends are benefiting as well.
On its 3-day visit, the delegation has also looked at the status of the project at Chimato School in Wolaita Zone.
Before the launching of EFES project in our school, all teachers would contribute money from their pocket to buy school materials for students whose parents can't afford to do so. It was impossible for us to help all of them, so some were forced to drop out of school.
The schools have also established child parliaments to enable students discuss child labor and other issues and raise their awareness. Mogus Mogutso and other 11 members of Gerida Weavers Cooperative are also benefiting from EFES projects. Using business trainings and improved technologies, they increased their income and be able to send their children to school.
We have set rules for all members to avoid child labor. We used to exploit our children not knowing the negative effect. Everyone has better income now, so all our children are attending school properly.
I think what's important about these particular projects that we visited is that the whole community is involved. The zonal administrators, the mayors, the office that deals with women and vulnerable children, and very important also the police. The local police are involved in trying to break up these trafficking rings, because what they do is they take the children, they bring them to midway points like Soto, and then the intention is to send them on to Addis Ababa and some of the other larger cities.
We hope that through implementing this program and continuing to learn lessons from this program, even as it phases out over the coming year, that World Vision will continue to target these highly vulnerable operational areas with education programs, economic development programs like savings groups, and strengthening household livelihoods.
ይህንን ችግር ለመቅረፍ በክልል ምክር ቤት ተቋቁሞ
To combat child labor practice, we have established a regional council embracing high-ranking regional government officials, elderly people and representatives of the society at large. The council has already started mobilizing the community against child labor exploitation.
The Ethiopian government, through the Ministry of Labour and Social Affairs, is working to eliminate exploitative child labour by 2016.
So far we have been successful in terms of coordinating the overall project implementation and also the improvement of the livelihood at household level, because when we talk about child labor, it's not actually a very simple issue. It has to do with the livelihoods. So addressing the push and pull factors was one of the areas in which we were trying to see. So in general, we have been successful in working with the development partners, and as a developmental state also, we take the lead and we coordinate and also we monitor, and then we also evaluate the success.
Yes, but you know, the real issue here is actually poverty. And the government's growth and transformation plan and its programs that are aiming at addressing poverty, they're really the first step. The second step is educating the community, educating parents, showing parents the value of sending their children to school rather than sending them off to a factory where they could potentially be exploited. So the government has all the right plans and all the right intentions, but like everything else, it's a big challenge, and you know, we have trafficking issues even in the United States.
And we have actually registered a double-digit economic growth in the past 10 consecutive years, and as part of that intervention, the overall livelihood will be improved, and in terms of addressing the child labor also will be part and parcel of that comprehensive plan. And one has actually to do with the issue of addressing the underlying issues with the child labor. So when the livelihood of the household is improved, consequently the issue of child labor is not going to be a problem.
Ethiopia and the United States have also been closely working in various socio-economic agendas, showcasing their robust bilateral relations.
The bilateral relations are excellent, and I think the fact that, you know, I'm traveling with ministers and we're actually getting out to see programs that we're jointly working on, I think that's a real testament showing how close our relationship is. You know, we appreciate very much the welcome that the Ethiopian government has given to the refugees. We appreciate Ethiopian government's cooperation in places like South Sudan and Somalia. And you know, we cooperate in many ways. Many U.S. companies have expressed an interest. We're down in Awassa right now, and in fact, I think this area really presents some great potential for U.S. investors.